Hi, Junior 4. Our lesson is about vocabulary words, Unit 1 in ODI. But before we start our lesson, let me introduce to you some parts of speech. To start with, number 1, nouns. Nouns. What is the noun? The noun is a name. The noun is a name. Like a table, a girl, London, and London here is a proper noun, okay? I will discuss it later in details. We have a car, book, school. These are nouns. So number 1 is noun. Number 2, verbs. Verbs. Verb is an action or to do something. The verb is an action or to do something. For example, to drive, to write, to read, to swim, to run, to talk, and so on. Number 3, adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe a noun, or the adjective is a word that describes a noun. For example, beautiful girl. Beautiful here is a word that describes the noun girl. So beautiful here is an adjective. So adjective may be in the form of color, number, texture, sound, shape, taste, and so on. So these are the parts of speech that we need for now. Adjective, verb, and noun. Okay, my dear students. Before starting our lesson, bring your ODI book, okay? Open page 12 again and read page 12 because we've done this lesson in the class before, and then prepare yourself for our lesson. Now I will display the definition of the words and I want you to guess the meaning. Number 1, a person who makes decisions on legal matters. A person who makes decisions on legal matters. Or a person who determines and makes decisions on legal matters in court of justice, for example. Okay? Can you guess the word? Or can you guess what the word is? Super is judge. Judge. Judge is a person who makes decisions on legal matters. Judge is a person who makes decisions on legal matters. For example, in Britain, judges wear white wigs in court. White wigs, this called white wig. Okay? This is called white wig. In Britain, judges wear white wigs in court. So judge is a person who makes decisions on legal matters. Number 2, an expert who studies or works in one of the sciences in a lab. Or let me say a person who studies or specializes in a field of science and does scientific work. Can you guess the word? Or can you tell me what the word is? Super, it's scientist. Scientist. Scientist is an expert who studies or works in one of the sciences in a lab. For example, a team of scientists discover a cure for cancer. Number 3, a person whose job is to design new buildings. His job is to design new buildings. Can you guess the word? Super. It's an architect. Architect. So architect is a person whose job is to design new buildings. Can you tell me what part of speech is the word architect? Super. It's a noun. Can you tell me what parts of speech is scientist? Yes, it's a noun. And judge is a noun, okay? So architect is a person whose job is to design new buildings. Number 4. Someone or a person who works in a library. Who works in a library. Can you tell me what the word is? Super, it's librarian. Librarian. So librarian is someone who works in a library. Librarian is someone who works in a library. For example, my mom is a librarian. My mom is a librarian. Number 4. Number 5. A person who is very good at sports. A person who is very good at sports. Can you tell me or can you guess the word? Super, it's athlete. Athlete here means a person who is very good at sports. Can you tell me what part of speech is the word athlete? Super, it's a noun. So, athlete is a person who is very good at sports, or a person who is very good at sports or games or exercises that requires physical skills and strength. For example, Michael Phelps is a great athlete. Michael Phelps is a great athlete, and athlete here is a noun. Number 6. A person who is trained to do medical work. A person who is trained to do medical work. Or a person who provides emergency medical care to sick people or injured people while going to the hospital. And he's not a doctor nor a nurse or a nurse. So can you guess the word or tell me what the word is? Super, it's paramedic. Paramedic. Paramedic here is a person who is trained to do medical work. So paramedic here is a noun. For example, I called 911 and the paramedics came. I called 911 and the paramedics came. So paramedic is a person who trained to do medical work. Number 7. People who sell things at shops and malls. People who sell things at shops and malls. Can you tell me what the word is? Super. It's sales assistant. Sales assistant. So sales assistant is a person who sells things at shops and malls. For example, she works as a sales assistant in a department store. She works as a sales assistant in a department store. Number 8. Someone who creates sculptures. Someone who creates sculptures. Okay? This one is called sculpture. Okay? Someone who creates sculptures. Like this one. Can you guess the word? Super, it's sculptor. Sculptor here is a person who creates statues or sculptures. Here, sculptor. This one is sculptor. And this one is sculpture. So sculptor who creates sculptures. Sculptor who creates sculptures. For example, Michelangelo is an Italian sculptor. Michelangelo is an Italian sculptor. So this is sculptor, the man is a sculptor, and this one is sculpture. Number 9. A person who cuts and styles people's hair. A person who cuts and styles people's hair. Can you tell me what the word is? Super, it's hairdresser. Hairdresser. So hairdresser is a person who cuts and styles people's hair. For example, Anne went to the hairdresser and cut her hair. Anne went to the hairdresser and cut her hair. Number 10. Someone who serves passengers on an aeroplane. Someone who serves passengers on an aeroplane. Can you guess the word or tell me what the word is? Flight attendant. Flight attendant. So flight attendant is a person who serves passengers on an aeroplane. For example, my cousin my cousin works as a flight attendant. My cousin works as a flight attendant. Number 11. Someone who draws pictures for books. Someone who draws pictures for books. Can you guess the word or tell me what the word is? Super, it's illustrator. Illustrator. So illustrator here is someone who draws pictures for books, or a person who makes illustrations especially for books. Okay, especially for books. For example, John is one of the best illustrators in the country. So illustrator here is someone who draws pictures for books. Okay. All these words or all the previous words are noun or nouns, okay? Let's go for verbs. It's to do an action or to do something. Let's go for verbs. Let's go for verbs. Number 1, to form or to give an opinion about something or someone, especially after thinking carefully. Can you guess the word or the verb? Super. It's judge. And here, judge is a verb, not a noun. Here, judge is a verb. Okay? So here, judge is to form or to give. It's an action here. To form or to give an opinion about something or someone, especially after thinking carefully. For example, you shouldn't judge on appearance alone. You shouldn't judge on appearance alone. Here, judge is a verb. Number 2, to study a subject in details, especially in order to discover new information. So here, to study, okay, this is an action or to do something. To study a subject in details, especially in order to discover new information. Can you guess the word? Super, it's research. Research. So research is to do a subject in details, especially in order to discover new information. For example, the doctors are researching into possible cures for cancer. The doctors are researching into possible cures for cancer. Number 3, let's try another verb. To do or arrange something according to a system. To do or arrange something according to a system, like this one. Can you guess the word or tell me what the word is? Super. It's organize. Organize. Organize here to do or to arrange something, okay, according to a system. For example, the librarians organized the books in the library. The librarians organized the books in the library. Number 5. To make or to draw a plan for something like buildings or clothes. To make or draw a plan for something like buildings, okay, or clothes, like this one. Can you guess the word? Super, it's design. To design, okay? This is the verb, design. To make or draw, so design means here to make or draw a plan for something like buildings or clothes. For example, ذا حديد, okay? Design, she's a designer, okay? Famous designer. ذا حديد designed multiple buildings. She's very talented. Okay, ذا حديد designed multiple buildings. She's very talented. Number 5. To take part in a race or competition. To take part in a race or competition. Can you guess the word? Super. It's compete. Compete. Here, compete is to take part in a race or competition, like this one. For example, we competed with each other for the prize. We competed with each other for the prize. Number 6. Let's go for number 6. To use medicine to cure a person of a disease. To use medicine to cure a person of a disease. Can you guess the word? Super. It's treat. It's treat. For example, the doctor treated Tom from a skin disease. The doctor treated Tom from a skin disease. Let's go for number 7. To give someone, to give something to someone in return for money. Okay, to give someone, to give something or to someone in return for money. Can you guess the word? Sell. Sell. Sell here is to give something to someone in return for money. For example, the grocer sells the cucumber for 2 LE or 2 pounds. Okay, so sell here is to give something to someone in return for money. Now I have words like fair, unfair, hardworking, creative, organized, disorganized, okay, athletic, and persuasive. We will read the examples and guess their meanings. We will read the examples and guess their meanings, okay? Let's start. Okay. Now I have words like fair, unfair, hardworking, creative, organized, disorganized, athletic, and persuasive. We will read the examples together, okay, and guess the meanings or guess their meanings. Let's start with number 1. Number 1, Why should I have to do all the cleaning? It's unfair. It's unfair. Number 2. It's fair if they get equal pay for the same job. So here, fair means treating someone in a way that is right, okay, or reasonable, or treating a group of people equally, or treating a group of people equally, okay? And the opposite of fair is unfair. Here, people get upset when things are not fair or unfair. The judge was unfair yesterday. The judge is unfair yesterday. Let's go for number 2. Dr. Magdi Yaqub, or Dr. Magdi Yaqub, is a hard-working cardiologist. Dr. Magdi Yaqub is a hard-working cardiologist. My father is a very hard-working man. So here, hard-working means putting a lot of effort into your work. Putting a lot of effort into your work. So we have here unfair, fair, hard-working. Number 2. Number 3. Mark is a creative designer. Mark is a creative designer. A creative person makes beautiful art crafts. Okay? So here, creative, this one, creative, means producing or using original and unusual ideas. Okay? Producing or using original or unusual ideas. So I have here, again, unfair, fair, hardworking, creative. Let's go for number 4. Or let's go to number 4. Mike is a very organized person. Mike is a very organized person. Okay? Susan is a disorganized person. She always arrives late at meeting. She always arrives late at meeting. Okay. The class was well organized. Everything was clean and in its place. So organized here, or the organized person is a person who can plan things carefully and keep things tidy. Let's go for number 5. Serena Williams is a very athletic girl, or is a very athletic, okay? Serena Williams is very athletic. Athletic, okay? Here, athletic means strong, healthy, and good at sports. Strong, healthy, and good at sports. Okay? So I have here athletic, organized, disorganized. Disorganized is the opposite of organized. Okay? So I have here athletic. Athletic means strong, healthy, and good at sports. And the last one is persuasive. Persuasive. Your arguments are very persuasive. Mike is the most persuasive person I have ever met. Here, persuasive means making you want to do or believe in a particular thing. Okay? Making you want to do or believe in a particular thing. Okay? So here, your arguments are very persuasive. Mike is the most persuasive person I've ever met. We have finished our lesson. Okay? Study hard. Wish you all the best and have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.